Welcome. Thanks for taking some time to hop on board with us for the Knights of the Roundtable podcast today. This is episode number 14. Remember, you can find the links and clips to all our episodes across our social media platforms. Search at BU Knights. We just had 87-degree weather last weekend. That's what I'm talking about. We're almost out of range for the 40-degree and rainy weather. Not quite yet, but almost. Anyways, that means it's baseball season. We've got one of the best baseball players in Bellarmine history with us today. Senior slugger, the record-breaking Matt Higgins. Matt, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about you, man?
I'm doing good. It's this is one of my favorite times of the year because the weather's actually starting to improve. I know you guys keep track of weather a lot as baseball players, and I feel like late April into early May that transition really happens.
Yeah, it's starting to finally. It's been a little slower this year, though. There's still some times where I expect to not have to put my face mask on again or wear sleeves, and then we look at the forecast and it's like, 40 degrees again.
Yeah.
Here we go. But finally, it's starting to make that turn.
Well, like 2 weeks ago, it was like 40 and some really cold rain, sleet, whatever. And then this last weekend was incredible. I know you guys were on the road, but I mean, still, like, it was nice to feel some sunshine.
Yeah, it was nice to just like stand and sweat and not have to run around and have to really get fired up just to get ready for a 30-degree game.
So you're a guy who likes to be, playing hot weather rather than cold weather.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like most people are. There's the occasional weirdo who doesn't. But, yeah, I'd much rather, like, play 90 and sweat a ton than 40 and try to warm up.
For sure.
Especially in a sport when you've got to use your hands for everything.
Yeah.
Like, that has to make a huge difference.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good when you miss hit a ball in the cold. That's for sure.
No. In on the hands. That handle's going to vibrate on you. So you just went from a knight to a king last weekend. Most home runs, most RBIs in Bellarmine history. You broke both records in the same series. I mean, first of all, congrats.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. What were those moments like for you?
I mean, I was obviously just trying to focus on winning the game and just trying to do what I can to help my team win. But obviously, I'd be lying if I said I didn't know that I was on the brink of it. But, it just goes back to all the hard work I've put in over the years and just being fortunate to be around a bunch of great people that have pushed me along the way. It was just a great time to reminisce and like realize how fortunate and how great of a experience I've had at this university.
What was the reaction in the dugout like for you on both of those?
Yeah, just a lot of hugs on the home run breaker. Everybody was really happy for me. Just felt good. I mean, everybody knew that was the one, and just a lot of smiles. But then right after, just got to get back and try to win the ball game.
I'm glad they gave you hugs. Sometimes they do the thing where they act like they don't know or they don't even congratulate you or whatever. But it was more jubilation on their part.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. So breaking these records and just the career that you've had, I'll give you a few options on this question. Is that something that you expected, you thought was possible, or you didn't really expect?
I think in between possible and I guess expect. I plan to try to hit a lot of home runs this year, but I think halfway through the year I was only about 5. So I knew it was possible. I was just going to have to get on a streak, and then I just started going on a streak. And then I guess after the North Alabama series, then I was just like, all right, I'm going to get it for sure.
How about coming into your career, like just the career that you've had overall? Is that something that you expected?
No, not really. I didn't know what to expect coming in. I mean, it seemed so foreign to me just seeing, I guess, being around all the greats that I see on posters now in our locker room, and now just to realize that I'm one of those guys now, it's an incredible honor.
So what was your mindset coming in? What were you trying to do right away?
I wanted to play. That was my main goal. I wanted to play. I wanted to help the team win. I wanted to work as hard as I could to make the lineup, and I got to a point where I was able to make the lineup consistently my freshman year, and it's been ever since then. Been going up.
So you stopped worrying about playing after your freshman year.
Yeah. Yeah, freshman year I was just trying to do everything I could to make the lineup, and then after that I started playing well, and then I kind of established myself as a starter on the team.
Yeah, you've gone from worrying about playing to worrying about maybe being the best Bellarmine batter in history, and that's the territory you're in now. So I was curious, from a broad sense, what's the biggest reason why you've been able to have such a great career?
I'd say just for starters, just the putting a lot of time in the weight room and a lot of time on my craft, especially in the off season, because everybody gets a chance to get better during the season and in the fall. But I feel like where I've really made my strides is during the wintertime on my own, and definitely in summer ball, getting to develop and play a whole lot of games over the summer. And I've been fortunate to have some great coaches, been around some great people, and like being around hitters like Zach Wiley, getting to hit with him every day, getting to hit around Chris Gambert, and just being around great people. Chris Dominguez has helped big time with making some adjustments with my swing this year and just helping me have more opposite field power. Just I guess overall, just being around great people who will help me work and just putting in the work myself as well.
I want to get to those adjustments in just a second, but you mentioned the weight room. How much did you weigh coming into Bellarmine?
Like, I think 190.
How about now?
And about 215 now.
Okay, that's a good 25 pounds of muscle right there. Was that a shock for you to, I guess, the weight training and the program that they had you on?
Yeah, not really. I kind of had a plan to gain weight as soon as I got here. We had a great strength program at my high school at Trinity, so I kind of knew what I was doing when I got here. So I feel like I kind of had a head start on everybody. So I had that foundation of knowledge, and also just majoring in exercise science helped a lot along the way too. So just having a understanding of what to do myself has helped a lot.
Yeah, all paths pointed towards you gaining some muscle and hitting some bombs.
Exactly.
So let's go to the adjustments that you've made with your swing. Starting with what you mentioned with Chris Dominguez and going oppo. Feel free to get into the weeds as much as you want here.
Yeah.
What specifically have you tweaked this year?
It's not like anything major. It's more just building on what I've done in the past, and that's the first thing he told me in the fall when he just got back. He was just like, I don't want to change really anything you're doing. I just want to build on what you already have done and expand upon it. It's more just working on balancing on my backside. So I've always been a great front side, pull side hitter. And so this entire offseason, I would always start off every drill just standing on my back foot and bouncing on it and doing my swings that way. And I still do it. And being able to rip, I guess, get that push motion with my backhand as well. And that's allowed me to just see the ball a whole lot deeper, and it slowed the game down tremendously. And now, it feels like I can just go that way whenever I want.
So balancing on the backside is key because whatever pitch it is, fastball, off speed, you're able to, I guess, stay in that coil position, and then whenever you're ready, you go.
Yeah, because I used to just be a step guy, and I would just kind of right when the pitcher's about to throw, I would step and go, and now I'm more of a gather, and I feel a lot more balanced.
So you leg kick now?
It's kind of a modified. I don't really get it way up there, but I kind of hover it a little bit.
A little bit, okay. Yeah. What part of your swing, let's go to the foundation of it that you've built on, what part of your swing do you think has allowed you to be such a great home run hitter in your career?
I'd say just my ability to hit the ball in the air with backspin.
Okay.
I think I've always done a great job of, you can hit it in the air, but it's also the other thing is being able to hit it with backspin and get it to carry. Because I've never been a guy with the biggest exit velo. From high school, I was never a huge exit velo guy in showcases. But what I've always done really well is I've always had good flight to the ball. And I think that's what kind of sets me apart is, especially when you fly the ball well, it doesn't really matter what the wind's doing. The ball's going to carry no matter what.
How do you get good flight?
I guess just trying to
Is it
It's like a
swing path?
combination of being on plane but staying down through the ball.
Okay.
So I'm just being able to stay through the ball the whole way through, not just kind of pulling off at the last second. It's just really staying committed to your swing and what you do.
Is that something that comes naturally or you work on, maybe a little of both?
I'd say a little bit of both. Like
Okay.
there are guys who can do it naturally already, but but I've seen a whole lot of guys who've made great adjustments, especially coming into this year, guys who've made great adjustments of being on plane, being able to fly the ball a little bit, add a little bit more power to their swing. Just a little bit of both.
Yeah. What's your favorite home run that you've ever hit?
I'd definitely have to say sophomore year conference tournament to start the conference tournament against Maryville. There's a big story behind it because they were, I guess I had a big week against them, and we had a big week as a team against them, and they're. I mean, I don't want to accuse anyone of anything, but word on the street, we were getting accused of using juiced bats.
Okay.
And cheating. And then heading into conference tournament, I had my bat, but my bat broke. It had a dent in it.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to use it. But what they took it as is my bat didn't pass the test.
Oh.
And then I'm getting my word for I guess first team all conference, and they're sitting front row, and as I'm receiving their award, they're calling me a cheater. They're chirping me. Yeah, they're chirping me pretty bad. And that started a whole thing with the teams, kind of a beefy situation.
I bet.
Yeah, we were pretty fired up on the bus when I told everybody what was going on. And then ironically they were the first team we saw in the conference tournament, and Alex Phillips was our leadoff first pitch single. Then I went up, and then the next pitch I hit a no-doubter, and yeah, it was pretty wild. And that just set the tone for the whole tournament, and we freaking ran through that thing.
That's so awesome. I mean, when you have a story or a motivation behind a home run, no doubt that's the best one.
Yeah.
I thought you might say like, the one I just hit to break the record, or the one that went almost 500 feet at Purdue or something like that.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly how far that went?
I think they said 470.
Jeez, dude. Over the batter's eye, right?
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's great. But the story behind that makes it that much better.
I love telling that story. It was a good one. It was a good time, man. That was a great year.
Yeah. I'm glad you shared it. So I just mentioned the long ball you hit at Purdue. What's the furthest ball that you've ever hit that you know of?
I think that one.
Okay.
I don't think I've hit one that far before.
Yeah.
Especially, just to center field, and it was the right day to do it too. Like the wind was kind of blowing out as well. I don't really know if I have one that can match that one yet.
Do you think you've hit one 500 feet in practice?
I don't think so. No.
That's so ridiculously hard to do.
Maybe one day, but I'm going to need a couple more years in the weight room to do that.
Right. We'll talk about your future here coming up, but I do have a couple questions on that I want to ask you. So what type of pitchers do you hate facing? If there is one.
I'd say just like lefties that throw across their body. That always kind of sucks because it seems like they're throwing behind me. Other than that, I mean, I guess if you have a really good slider from the right side, I've usually had some issues with those. I don't know. Nothing really. Nothing. I never go into the box like, oh crap, this guy.
Yeah.
It's more just I can't see the ball as well, but I still compete.
Right.
You know?
I mean, eventually you're going to run into a pitcher with a release point that makes it a little more challenging.
Yeah.
And the left-on-left matchup, obviously you described it, is a little tougher. And if they throw across their body, right, you're looking at it. It looks like it starts behind you and then it comes across into the strike zone.
Yeah.
So is a slider the toughest pitch to hit, in your opinion?
From the right side for me, yeah. I tend to hit the lefty slider fine, but I just have a hard because it's a combination of I'm out in front, but I also, since I'm out in front, I want to lunge at it, but it's coming into me, so I'll get myself jammed a lot.
Right.
But when I stay tall, I do fine with it.
What about a slider makes it hard to hit?
It's just the sharpness of it. I think it's harder to see out of the hand. Like I can see a changeup out of the hand pretty nice because it doesn't spin as much.
Mm-hmm.
The curveball has a hump to it, so I see that right out of the hand. But if you throw a good slider, kind of, other than sometimes you'll see the dot, but it looks like a fastball out of the hand. It's kind of a nightmare sometimes.
I was going to say, it seems like the best sliders identify fastball out of the hand and then boom, last half of the path just dives off the table. Obviously, it's going to be from the right side, but what's your favorite type of pitcher to hit?
Probably a side armor from the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Side armor.
I've always had success against those guys, typically.
Because you feel like you can see the ball well coming into the strike zone?
I feel like I see the ball well, and honestly, I just see the ball the best off those guys. I don't know why. I feel like it's pretty typical. That's why they usually are setup guys for right on right or left on left. But I've just always felt most comfortable with those guys.
Side armor, just keep pumping fastballs to me right down the middle. I'll hit a home run every time. Please. That's what you're thinking.
It's not what happens.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, at this level. So at this level, what's the biggest difference that you've noticed between D1 pitching and D2 pitching?
I'd say just the depth. Like in D2, I feel like every team would have those one or two guys that would always be really tough on the weekends. But once you get through like a couple guys out of the pen, it would start to kind of go downhill from there. And a lot of our approaches against many teams in D2 was get to the bullpen. But now it seems like almost every guy we face is, kind of someone you have to really prepare for. And it's not sometimes a lot of teams' best guy is out of the bullpen. So it's kind of you want to get to the bullpen, but oh crap, here comes 95 now. So definitely it's just like the day in and day out speed of the game overall is just higher.
Right. This is a really broad question. What's the toughest part about baseball to you?
I'd say just the being able to stay 100% focused every day in and day out. Like the physical part is fine. It's tough physically, but if you keep yourself in shape, there's a way to do it. But I guess my biggest struggle is just, and I feel like a lot of guys can attest to it, is just the being mentally locked in for so many games in a season and so many games in a summer, and you're playing every single day. And that's why all the pro guys, I have huge respect for them because they're playing almost 200 games a year, and they're doing it at a high level every time. It's insane, and that's something that I feel like I'm still working on. I've gotten a whole lot better, and hopefully I can just keep getting better at it.
Listen, I love baseball. Like, I played it in high school. Like, I love broadcasting it. Why do we play so many games? Why?
Why not?
Because
it's fun, I guess.
Yeah, it is fun, but you also think of the mental grind that it takes. And I know in the MLB, more money coming in, more for the owners. I get that.
Yeah.
But, man, it is a lot to play 50 to 60 games over a 2-month span, basically. That is, as you described, it's really hard.
But I think the reason why it's a lot of games maybe is because of how hard it is. I feel like any hitter can go through a slump, any pitcher can start not playing well. Baseball is probably the hardest sport in the world. So I just feel like having more games increases the sample size and allows for, if you're good, then you're eventually going to be good. I feel like having a short season kind of skews the data a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is definitely a good argument for it, but it just, when you guys are playing a 3-game series, then you've got a home game against Austin Peay, then you've got a 3-game series the next weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this doubleheader was canceled earlier in the year, so you got to make that up next Wednesday, whatever it is. That's just, major respect for the grind that you guys go through.
Well, it's not much of a grind when you love it, though.
Yeah.
We all have fun what we do, so it's not that much of a grind.
Yeah.
It's fun.
The love and the passion trumps all, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you have a favorite Major League team?
Not really. I never really grew up with one, honestly. It's weird to say I don't have a favorite team.
A lot of people in Louisville.
I love to follow the sport, though.
Yeah.
I'd have to say, I guess, the Reds. Obviously, I've been to a lot of Reds games.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that's the closest one.
Yeah.
St. Louis isn't too far. The Chicago teams, you get some of the Ohio teams, Detroit around here quite a bit. But okay, we'll go with the Reds with a little asterisk. So who do you follow? Who do you like the most? Player-wise.
Yes, ever since I saw him on Sports Illustrated, probably Bryce Harper. I've always followed him. Love watching Juan Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Love, obviously, Shohei.
Yep.
Love guys like Acuna, Tatis. I mean, I know it's pretty generic saying it, but, I mean, that's why they're mainstream, I guess, baseball players, because they're freaking fun to watch.
Yeah. They do things that
amazing.
You don't see other people do. They're electric.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bryce Harper, the thought of him playing in the majors at 19 years old, like, how old are you now, like 23?
22.
22? Can you imagine playing in a major league game at 19 years old?
No. He seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say. That's bonkers to me, but just a special athlete. So when did you start playing baseball?
It was around 3 years old playing T-ball.
Yeah, I figured almost all baseball players say, basically whenever I could pick up a bat. Were there any other sports for you growing up?
I played basketball and football growing up. I guess I played a little bit of golf, but not competitively when I was younger, but basketball and football. And I think basketball until high school, then I didn't play anymore, and then football I played the first couple years of high school. Then it was strictly baseball. Which
of those two did you like the most outside of baseball?
Probably football.
I could see
you
being a football player.
But I don't know. Now that I've gotten older, I like basketball more. So it's weird. But I guess back then, I was definitely more of a football guy.
Linebacker?
Safety in high school.
Yeah.
But linebacker before high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that too. I figured it was defensive. I could just see you hitting people.
I played quarterback in 8th grade, though.
Okay. Don't sleep on the old lefty quarterback here.
Yeah.
Basketball, you play a lot of pickup now?
No, we're not allowed to.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. But, we shoot around. We have fun. Well, we can play around a little bit, but we're just told not to really play hard defense and just be safe with what we do.
Yeah. But do you watch a lot of basketball now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who's your team?
Whatever team LeBron's on.
Oh,
I'm one of those guys, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a good year for him.
No. Well, it was a good year for LeBron, not for the Lakers.
Yeah, the team.
Yeah.
What do you think they do moving forward?
They need.
Bye-bye to Russ?
They talk about. I don't know. Russell Westbrook was frustrating, but honestly, I think the biggest problem was just their depth. They just need better role players. They got rid of all their good role players for Russ, but I feel like that's kind of what they need to clean up, honestly, and get AD healthy.
Yeah, that's big, and it helps when you have a team that can that has some shooters around you too.
Exactly, that's what they need.
Yeah, big time. Matt Higgins joins us, a baseball player, great home run hitter, one of the best in Bellarmine history. So what else do you do in your free time outside of thinking about how you're just going to hit home runs?
Obviously, I love working out. This fall I got into disc golf.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing like almost every other day, just banging chains. Got really into that.
I haven't heard that before. I like that. I don't play too often. I probably play a couple times a year. What do you shoot?
I got to a point at Iroquois where I was kind of almost every other time I went, I would shoot even par. My highest score was -2.
Okay, -2. What? How far do you think you could throw on like a drive?
I'd say like probably over 100 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
On a good day.
I've tried going with my friends a couple times, and they just don't understand, like, you've got to use your legs and your hips to throw it. You can't just use your arm.
I've got an advantage. I've been doing this motion my whole life.
Yes.
So I'm already good at it.
It's the baseball players or former baseball players that get how to do it.
Exactly.
It's the football players who were linemen. I'm talking about someone very specific here. This is getting way too personal, but like he was a lineman, so he would just use his arms for everything. Didn't really have to like rotate to generate power. So no, I can see you being a great disc golf player too. And I keep calling you Matt. Your first name's actually James, right?
Yeah.
Matt, your middle name?
Yes.
Okay. What do you have against James?
It's just my dad's name, and
there it is.
Yeah, I'm labeled as the second, not a junior.
Okay.
But yeah, my family would just call me Matthew to not, I guess, have a confusion.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So James Higgins II is your legal name.
Yep.
I heard your dad make some real good barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Give us a little story behind that.
Well, he was, it's a long time ago now. Over 10 years ago, he was in real estate. He had his own little thing going. And then the 2008 crisis happened, the recession. Yep. And, obviously nobody's buying houses. And he had to find a way to pay the bills and, get us into school and whatnot. So he just bought a smoker and started doing it. And what do you know? He just freaking grinded and ended up making connections with people and found his spot, and it's been working out for him. But yeah, he can freaking make some food.
What's your favorite food that he makes?
I like his brisket the best.
Oh my gosh.
It's hard to come by now, but his brisket's the best, and his ribs. His ribs are definitely his main hit that everybody loves.
We're recording this at 12:30, and I'm starving right now, so this is not helping. So how often do you eat barbecue? Say when you're obviously from Louisville, so I'm sure you see them quite a bit. How often do you eat barbecue?
Not that often, honestly. Before I left for college, I would eat it a whole lot. Yeah. It would always be around the house, and there'd be a tray in the fridge. I'd just go make myself a pork sandwich. I don't eat it a whole lot anymore, but whenever he is cooking or whatever, I'll have a plate, and I'll get to enjoy it.
Now for special occasions. Yeah. Now that you're in college, why'd you want to come here?
I love the school. I love the program. LO really sold me. He was just getting to talk to him and hearing his mind really sold me on the program. And also, this is my only offer as well. So, yeah, it was a pretty easy decision.
Was that hard for you, only getting one offer?
I guess a little bit. I wanted to, obviously, every high school kid wants to strive for the D1 label, and they want to. But, the older you get, the more you realize it's just about finding your right fit. So, and honestly, as soon as I stepped foot on campus, I wasn't mad about it anymore. I was happy with where it was at. Yeah. So I've been happy my entire 5 years here, so I wouldn't want it any other way.
It's turned out pretty well, I'd say. You mentioned LO. He just seems like a funny guy. Oh, yeah. Larry Owens. What's your favorite part about Larry?
My favorite part about him is he's definitely got a great personality. He's hilarious. But he's just like something you don't see like a whole lot. It's just he's just a very genuine person. He truly cares about all of us, and he's not afraid to be honest with you, tell you how it is, but also, care for you at the same time. He's always going to have your back no matter what. I have a massive amount of respect for him. I know he's been around the game a long time at all levels, but yeah, just how genuine he is and how much he truly does care for his players and wants the best for all of us.
Yeah, he's done a lot of great things here, and he's going to keep bringing in great players like yourself. So, exercise science major, what are the plans for after school?
Well, I guess right now I'm hoping for professional baseball. Yep. That's what I'm going for right now. I guess I haven't really thought about exercise science or anything. I guess my philosophy is I'm just going to go all in on what I'm doing right now, and then if it doesn't work out, then I'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, that's a great approach, man. We're definitely rooting for you to make the
it.
pros, represent Bellarmine with some of the other guys like Brandon Fott. He's doing great right now.
Tearing it up.
Yeah,
he's going crazy.
I see updates about him on Twitter all the time. But hopefully you're next, man. Appreciate you joining us today.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Matt Higgins, everyone. Hitting tanks. That does it for That does it for KRT episode 14. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on social media at BUnites to hear from Matt and all of our other guests. I'm Jack Kaiser. Swords up.